This is Ish, 2016, getting ready to get on the tour. But first, I gotta rig my boat. This is my boat for the 2016 Bassmaster Elite Series. I'm also gonna be fishing some of the Bassmaster Opens and doing a few rail vacs. I mean, I got a lot going on next year, but I gotta get my boat ready from start to finish. I got a lot of the same things that I'm gonna be installing on the boat, such as the Bob's Machine Shop jack plate, installing power poles, the Yamaha SHO, and the Motor Guide trolling motor, and teaming that all up, with Lowrance Gen3 HDS units. Those are some of the normal things I've been putting in my boat, always gotta have, but I always got some special little tricks. I gotta have those in my boat. So we're gonna get to those later on after everything's in the boat. Let's go check it out. One thing I did on my Ranger 521C is I had Ranger put in the NEMA system for the Lowrance units, the Ethernet cables, having them run all the cables while the top cap is off. Also installing, the regular sonar transducer. Those are kind of things that help make this process a whole lot easier. 0.1 antennas, running one in the stern and one in the bow, so I can choose between those two 0.1 antennas. I can choose between transducers with any of the units here. If I want to take the front unit and I want to look at the structure transducer that's on the back unit, I can do that at all the touch of a button when you network everything through this whole system right here. Those are just things that I did that made this process a whole lot easier for me. One thing about the Yamaha SHO that I think is really cool and that teams up with the Lowrance units is I'm running the NEMA interface cable for the Yamaha SHO. Basically what this is when we put the motor on, we can plug this into the motor and I can read just about everything you want to know, from water pressure to temperature to how many PSI of the fuel flow, is all through my Lowrance unit. So it connects right to the engine through here, and then we're gonna run it and connect it into the NEMA backbone back here, and I'll be able to read all that information right off my Lowrance unit. Now she's all done, everything's installed, gotta send her down to the wrap shop in Phoenix, Arizona to get wrapped up at Liquid Wraps. Just got it back from the wrap shop. Man, she looks beautiful. Now we're gonna go through and show you all the cool little things I've done to this boat and get on the water. I have to run Motor Guide trolling motor because I believe it's the best motor on the market. Running the 109, I will be switching to the X5 that's coming out this year. Teaming it up with the HDI transducer from Lowrance is allowing me to get regular sonar and down scan at the same time from one transducer. So I've got that mounted on the front of my Motor Guide. This is where all the magic happens, folks. And when I mean the magic, this is where the fishing happens. The Cool Foot teamed up on the Motor Guide trolling motor, running a 0.1 up front so that the arrow is straight when I'm fishing, out on the water. HDS Gen3 connected to the units in the back. So whether I punch in a waypoint there or I punch a waypoint there, all the waypoints are gonna show up through the NEMA and through the Ethernet system that I have set up through here on the whole Lowrance unit. Running a second 0.1 antenna on the back and the Sirius weather module. So I got Sirius XM radio and weather on my two Lowrance Gen3 units. So the 0.1 allows me to get a GPS coordinate here on the back of the boat for when I'm driving at the console, and then I have the 0.1 on the front for when I'm getting the GPS coordinates on the front of the boat from the front unit. And then the Sirius weather module, hey, what else can you ask for? Who doesn't need Sirius XM radio? Listening to the heat, shade 45, and then getting the weather on there. I'm able to figure out the storms and the wind direction from the weather because it's giving me an actual radar and that I can actually position myself. It actually helped me when I won Lake Okeechobee. I saw the storm coming in, went to a different section of the lake, missed the storm, caught a bunch of fish. Just options that you might need to have for finding, locating the fish. Lowrance Gen3 units, dual, teamed up on the Bass Boats technology mount that is mounted, very simple to mount. Same screws that you had for the plate that was there. You bolt your Bass Boat Technologies mount right there and you can run dual units. I love running dual Gen3 Touch 12 units just because I can see so much of my screen. I'll have a sonar screen, I'll have a structural scan screen, I'll have a mapping screen. and be able to see it all. Also able to control the sonic hub, so listening to my music when I'm there, and that's mounted all up underneath the console here. And that's pretty much my console for what I'm going to be looking at all through the season. Here it is. I'm excited. My boat's ready. I'm ready. 2016 is getting ready to start. I'm ready to go fishing with all my goodies, so let's go.